Pastor Matt working on improving the broadcast quality that we have going, and in this case, it's the controls. So we'll see how it goes. Thought I would share with you the whole thing that we find of just craziness. On the one hand, we know a police officer who said in the past year he has dealt with more crazy stuff of people committing suicide, people doing evil things, horrible car crashes and things, more in the last year than he dealt with in the previous 20. And when we look at some of the public policies that certain people are advocating, we just have to wonder, are they crazy? What on earth is going on? Well, there's a very simple biblical answer for that. And the answer is that, oh, excuse me, my phone's ringing. That's my wife, but she's going to have to just wait a minute here. So the answer is that the Scripture very plainly teaches two things. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and it also teaches that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. We have been taught that mankind was ignorant and in the dark until the Renaissance and got rid of all the religious thinking, and then we were free to think. The truth is, all of the great first scientists were believers in God. In fact, if you look at Blaise Pascal, he actually carried his testimony in a pocket in his vest because he didn't want to be known for binary math or whatever else he did. He wanted to be known as a follower of Jesus Christ. You see, the greatest scientists in the beginning that we celebrate were followers of the Lord, and they had the fear of the Lord, which was the beginning of knowledge. And the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Now, what is the fear of the Lord? Some people say, oh, it's just a deep respect or whatever. One friend of ours that we've had speak here years ago, Bill Hayes, said this, that he and his wife Naomi were in their coach in one of the Dakotas, and they got in extremely high winds, and they saw trees being blown over and roofs peeled off, and their coach was in danger of flipping. And he said that his response was to stare out the window in just awe, and that his wife's response was to curl up in the fetal position and whimper, and she expressed dread. And that when we really consider God and the fear of God, it is awe mixed with dread. And when we bring ourselves to that point where we understand that God is really, 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 really big, in fact, he's bigger than big, we can't even conceive, and his power is all powerful, then we become accountable to him, and it is the beginning of knowledge and wisdom, because we understand we have to give an account to him. And we begin to see things in order because he's a God of order and he created the creation in order. Then we begin to see that we need order in our lives. When we reject God, then in a real sense we become our own gods. In fact, I know of someone who said recently, I know that there is no God, or there is no God, and so I live my life thus and so. Do you realize that to be able to make that statement, you'd have to have all knowledge? In fact, to have all knowledge is to be God. And so this statement that someone makes that they know there is no God, they are really proclaiming themselves as God. And then they do stupid stuff because they do not have the fear of the Lord. So anyway, I hope that helps, and I hope our broadcast went well. Thank you very much. Pastor Matt is on the computer right now. We'll see how it goes.